2 years ago, I watched a guy pull into a gas station in a 1998 Toyota Camry. The paint was fading. The bumper had a crack held together with what I am pretty sure was packing tape. I felt sorry for the car until he got out and I noticed the odometer through the window. 312,000 miles. Original engine. Original transmission. I talked to him for 20 minutes at that pump. What he told me rewired everything I thought I knew about keeping a Japanese car alive. Hi, my name is Alex, and this is Japanese Car Garage, the real reason most cars don't make it. Here is what I see constantly in my shop. Someone brings in a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry at 140,000 miles. The engine is burning oil. The transmission is slipping. They want to know what went wrong. And 9 times out of 10, nothing went wrong. Things went neglected. That is a very different problem. American car culture treats maintenance like a punishment. We delay it. We minimize it. We look for shortcuts. We follow the manufacturer's extended intervals because it is convenient, not because it is correct. Then, we are shocked when the car we drove hard and maintained loosely starts falling apart right around the time the loan is paid off. 300,000 miles on a Japanese engine is not a miracle. I want to say that clearly. It is a result. It is the result of a specific set of habits applied consistently over a long period of time. The guy with the Camry at the gas station did not get lucky. He got disciplined. And every single thing he did, you can do too. Let me walk you through it. Secret 1. Oil changes are the foundation, not a formality. If there is one non-negotiable habit that separates high-mileage Japanese cars from cars that get junked at 150,000, it is oil change discipline. Not just doing them. Doing them right, at the right interval, with the right oil. Here is where American drivers go wrong. They follow the manual suggestion of 10,000 miles between oil changes and think they are being responsible. I have pulled valve covers off engines maintained that way. At 80,000 miles, there is varnish on the camshafts. There is sludge baked into the oil galleries. VTEC passages in Honda engines are partially blocked. The variable valve timing components on Toyotas are wearing faster than they should. It is not catastrophic yet, but it is compounding every single mile. Here is the rule I follow, and the rule that every high-mileage Japanese car owner I have ever met follows. 5,000 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first. That is it. For turbocharged engines, like the Honda 1.5T, the Subaru FA20, and the Lexus Enchid 2.0T, drop that to 4,000 miles. Turbos run at temperatures that cook oil faster than naturally aspirated engines. 4,000 miles is not conservative for a turbo. It is correct. Always use full synthetic oil. For most modern Toyota, Honda, and Subaru engines, that is 0W20 or 5W30. Match your manual exactly on viscosity. Going thicker does not add protection. It actually reduces oil flow to tight clearances and starves components. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I promise the engineers who designed your engine knew what clearances they were building to. Replace the filter every single time. Every single time. I have had customers reuse filters to save $8 and then ask me why their engine failed at 90,000 miles. An $8 filter sitting between fresh clean oil and your engine's internal components is not the place to cut corners. The math is simple. A do-it-yourself oil change costs $40 to $60. An engine rebuild costs $6,000 minimum. There is no version of that math where skipping oil changes makes sense. Secret 2. Transmission fluid is not lifetime. Ever. I need you to hear me on this one, because dealerships have done tremendous damage with this particular mythology. Lifetime transmission fluid. It is not a thing. It has never been a thing. What it actually means, if we are being honest, is that the fluid will last long enough for the manufacturer's warranty to expire. And then, the transmission is your problem. We are not trying to make it to 100,000 miles with these cars. We are trying to make it to 300,000. Those are completely different goals that require completely different maintenance strategies. For Toyota traditional automatics, change the fluid every 60,000 miles. Use Toyota WS fluid specifically. Do not substitute universal ATF. It does not have the same friction modifier package, and it will cause shift quality issues over time. For Honda CVTs, and I cannot stress this enough, change the fluid every 30 to 40,000 miles. Honda CVTs are genuinely excellent transmissions when they are maintained. But I have seen more Honda CVTs destroyed by neglected fluid than by any other single cause. They are not forgiving. 40,000 miles of degraded fluid and you are looking at a $4,000 transmission. Use genuine Honda CVT fluid or Idemitsu CVT Type 2, nothing else. For Subaru CVT S, 30,000 miles, and Subaru CVT fluid only. The method matters too. I always recommend a drain and fill, not a full flush. A flush can dislodge debris that has been sitting harmlessly at the bottom of the pan and push it through the valve body. A drain and fill removes about 40% of the old fluid per service, which is enough to keep the system healthy without disturbing it. 2 drain and fills done close together will remove most of the old fluid anyway if you really want to refresh the system. Secret 3. Your cooling system is quietly destroying your engine. Most drivers do not think about coolant until the temperature gauge starts climbing. By then, the damage is already done. Here is what happens inside your cooling system when coolant gets old. The protective additives break down. The fluid becomes slightly acidic. Then that acid gets to work, quietly, invisibly, attacking rubber hoses, aluminum surfaces, water pump seals, radiator cores, and gaskets. On Subaru's EJ25 engines, acidic coolant accelerates the head gasket problems those engines are already prone to. On Honda's turbocharged motors, it attacks the turbo coolant lines. On Toyota's, the first sign is usually water pump seepage, followed by thermostat housing corrosion. Toyota's pink super long life coolant is genuinely good. Honda's Type 2 is excellent, but they are not immortal. Here is what I recommend. Change it at 50,000 miles or 5 years, whichever comes first. Use brand-specific coolant, pink for Toyota and Lexus, blue for Tsai, blue for Honda, green for most Subarus unless your manual says otherwise. Never mix coolant types. Never use tap water. Always use distilled water at a 50-50 ratio. A coolant flush costs $120 to $150. A warped cylinder head costs $2,500 minimum, and that is if you catch it before it gets worse. Change your coolant on schedule. It is one of the cheapest forms of engine insurance you can buy. Secret 4. Driving habits that add 100,000 miles. Nobody talks about this one enough. You can do every oil change perfectly and still destroy an engine with bad driving habits. I have seen it happen. Cold starts are the most damaging thing you do to your engine every single day. When you first start a cold engine, the oil is thick, it is not fully circulated yet, and there is momentary metal-on-metal contact throughout the valve train and upper engine. That contact is unavoidable, but what you do next determines how much damage it causes. Do not rev a cold engine. Do not accelerate hard for the first 5 minutes. Let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds. Then drive gently at low revolutions per minute until the temperature gauge starts moving. This is not just old-school thinking. It is physics. Cold oil does not protect as well as warm oil. Full stop. Short trips are also quietly killing your engine. When you drive less than 10 minutes, the engine never fully reaches operating temperature. Moisture and fuel vapors that get into the oil never burn off. Over time, this contaminates the oil faster and accelerates wear. If you drive mostly short trips, school runs, grocery store runs, that kind of thing, drop your oil change interval by 1,000 miles. Smooth braking, smooth acceleration, and not riding the car in front of you are habits that save your transmission, your brakes, your constant velocity axles, and your suspension simultaneously. High-mileage car owners are not perfect drivers, but they are consistent drivers. Be predictable, smooth, and easy on the controls. And here is one that surprises people. Highway driving is easier on your engine than city driving. Long, steady loads at moderate revolutions per minute allow everything to run at optimal temperature and pressure. If you ever wonder why taxi Camrys last 400,000 miles, it is because they spend half their lives on the highway. Freeway miles are kind miles. Secret 5. Cheap parts are the most expensive thing you'll ever buy. I say this to customers constantly, and they still do it. They save $12 on a no-name oil filter, and then 6 months later they are back in my shop with a contaminated engine because the filter media failed. Japanese engines are precision-engineered machines. They are not tolerant of low-quality components in critical systems. Cheap oxygen sensors throw constant error codes and hurt fuel economy. Aftermarket MAF sensors cause rough idle, hesitation, and poor performance on Honda and Subaru engines. Generic coolant corroded one customer's radiator in under 2 years. I have seen generic valve cover gaskets that were so slightly out of spec, they caused oil leaks on engines that had never leaked a drop. For critical components, oil filters, air filters, coolant, transmission fluid, spark plugs, and timing components, use OEM or the top-tier equivalent. For oil filters, that means OEM, Mobil 1, or Fram Ultra. For spark plugs, use NGK or Denso to the exact part number, not close to the part number. Exact. For fluids, always use the manufacturer's specified product. I am not saying you need to buy everything from the dealership at dealership prices. I am saying research before you buy the cheapest option on a parts website. Read reviews from owners of your specific car. The $15 you save on a part that causes a $500 problem is not saving anything. It is just spreading the cost out in the most painful way possible. Secret 6. Small problems are big problems in disguise. Here is how nearly every major engine or transmission repair I have seen could have been avoided. There was a warning months earlier, sometimes a year earlier. A small oil spot in the driveway. A check engine light that someone cleared with a cheap scanner and ignored. A slight hesitation at cold start that only happened once in a while. A faint whine from the transmission at highway speed. Japanese engines are remarkably tolerant, but they are not silent when something is wrong. They tell you. You just have to be listening. Buy a basic OBD2 scanner. You can get a reliable one for $25. When your check engine light comes on, scan it before you clear it. P0441 is a loose gas cap. P0301 is a cylinder 1 misfire that you need to address immediately. Knowing the difference is the difference between a 5-minute fix and a $1,200 repair. Scan first. Check your oil level every month, not every year. Every month. Low oil on a running engine causes wear that no oil change can undo. A $20 PCV valve, replaced on schedule, prevents sludge buildup, oil leaks, and clogged intake systems. A $35 thermostat, replaced at the first sign of slow warm-up, prevents the overheating event that warps your cylinder head. Fix the small thing every single time. Secret 7. The annual inspection habit nobody talks about. In Japan, there is a mandatory vehicle inspection called the shake-in. Cars get thoroughly inspected every 2 years. Even between those mandatory inspections, Japanese car owners inspect their vehicles constantly. It is cultural. It is habitual. It is a major reason Japanese cars last as long as they do. You do not need a legal requirement to do this. You just need a flashlight and about an hour once a year. Here is what to check. All fluid levels and condition. Uslaumo, coolant, brake fluid, transmission fluid, and power steering if your car has it. Tire tread depth and wear patterns. Uneven wear tells you exactly what is happening with your alignment and suspension before you can feel it in the steering wheel. brake pad thickness through the wheel spokes. Any sign of leaks under the car, oil, coolant, or transmission fluid. All belts for cracking or glazing. Battery terminals for corrosion. Suspension bushings. And ball joints for any visible deterioration or cracking. A worn bushing caught early costs $15. The control arm it destroys, if you ignore it, costs $400. A small exhaust leak found during an inspection costs $60 to weld. The cracked manifold it becomes, if you miss it, costs $800 to replace. This is the math of Japanese car ownership. Prevention is always cheaper than repair. Always. The 300,000-mile mindset. Here's what it all comes down to. And I think about this a lot, because I've seen both sides of it in my shop for 18 years. The people who get 300,000 miles out of their Toyotas, Hondas, and Subarus do not treat maintenance as an expense. They treat it as an investment in something they already own. They think in decades, not oil change cycles. They understand that spending $500 a year on disciplined maintenance is how you avoid spending $5,000 on repairs. The math on that is extraordinarily obvious. And yet, most people still choose the repair. The Japanese maintenance philosophy is not complicated. It is not expensive. It does not require specialized tools or mechanical knowledge. It requires consistency, oil changes on schedule, fluids changed before they degrade, small problems fixed before they compound, quality parts in critical systems, smooth driving habits that respect the machine you are depending on. That man at the gas station with the 312,000-mile Camry was not a mechanic. He was not an enthusiast. He was just consistent. His car rewarded him for it in a way that no new car payment ever could. Your Toyota, your Honda, your Subaru were built to do exactly this. They were engineered for longevity by people who take that very seriously. Give them what they need, and they will take you further than you ever expected. If you found this useful, be sure to watch the next video. I'm breaking down the insider maintenance secrets that dealerships use to keep you coming back, and how you can cut your repair costs dramatically by knowing what they are not telling you.